So there we were, once again at the same aqua park that we've been going to for the past 5 years straight. And it was one of our favorite ones because it was really sufficient. It had great food, great pools, but what it lacked in was the amount of water slides. There were only two of them, and one of them was just recently built, like 2 years prior. These two water slides were different colors. One of them was blue, and it was longer and really slower than the other one. And the other one was yellow, and it was really, really fast and steep and really short. And when they added it to the aqua park around summer of 2021, I think, when I was just 14 years old, back then I didn't have much testosterone and I was really afraid of taking it. So I mostly just went on the blue most of the time. But this year, since I've been going full out on my self improvement journey, I thought to myself, what is this water slide compared to me? It's fucking nothing. And so I told my parents, hey, I'm gonna take this water slide. Make sure to hold my glasses. Because I had these sunglasses and I didn't want to get them wet. So I just went away, and my little brother and the rest of my family stayed behind. So I made my way towards the water slides, and of course, they were up in the air. So I had to climb these rotating stairs that were slowly going upwards. And so, as I took the first steps, and I was looking at the yellow water slide, I just thought to myself, in a few seconds, I'm gonna be up there, and I will have to make the difficult choice of getting over my fear and actually going through with it. I have decided that I will take it, and I won't back down now. I really want to get the testosterone boost of having the achievement of finally overcoming something that I was fearing for the past 3 years. Even if it's something as simple as a water slide, still, some men my age are so afraid to take it, and yet I'm charging into it head first. And so, after like the first 20 steps, 30 steps, 40 steps, I was in the middle of the stairway and there were people. And so that slowed me down for like the next 5 minutes. But I still had a lot of time to think. I was locked in now. I wouldn't back down now. I wouldn't just climb down the stairs like a little chicken. No, I would continue to climb up. And so, as the people eventually went on the blue water slide, I eventually find my way to the yellow water slide. And so, I finally got to it, and when the green light showed itself, meaning that I could go, I just told myself, don't think and just act. And so I threw myself onto the water slide, and on my back, 4 seconds later, I was already in the pool down below. And when I was down there, I thought to myself, why was I so afraid of it? And then I went onto the same yellow water slide for like the next 12 times in a row before I came back to my parents to tell them how awesome it was. But actually getting onto the water slide isn't the main part of this story. Let's rewind a little bit. When you think about it, the entire story that I just told of me overcoming my fear and taking the yellow water slide completely mirrors as if you want to make progress and succeed in anything. Let's say that you want to, for example, succeed in relationships, like getting the most quality woman out there. Well, you need to first approach, like the process. You first need to approach the challenge head first, like a man, meaning that you need to cold approach her. And if you do succeed, you get to start to slowly climb the stairway of becoming a better boyfriend for her, of getting more and more of her love, of quite literally stepping upwards in the ladder of the people that she values the most, or he. I don't know your gender, but most of my audience is male. Or you can still prefer guys, I guess. But that isn't the main part of this story. And so you slowly but surely climb upwards and upwards. And then, as you get to, for example, the halfway of the stairway, you look down on everyone else that she values less. And you think to yourself, why are those dumbasses so mean to her? Are they really that dumb? Just look at her. She's a perfectly healthy and fantastic woman. Who wouldn't want to date her? So why do they act the same way that they do to her constantly? At this rate, they won't be able to climb the ladder. But then, after like the first halfway of the stairway, you suddenly get into a queue of people that she values even more than you. And you know about the 80-20% split when it comes to progress, right? That in the first 20 hours of mastering something, or for example, spending time with a woman and getting to know her life stories, yeah, her traits and stuff like that, in the first 20 hours, you will learn 80% of everything that you need to know about her. And this does not just apply to women, but everything in general. And so, halfway through the staircase, after you spend those first 20 hours with her, and suddenly you find yourself that the progress starts to slow down a lot, and the new things that you learn about her start to become less and less common. And suddenly you find out that it is not about the quantity, but about the quality. And so now you need to beat the rest of the people that know more about her, that know like 90 or even 99% of her entire life story. And so now you need to basically become like the best boyfriend you can ever become. You understand what I'm trying to say. However, you now look over the fence of the stairway and you look down and you have the fear of fearing that with just one push, one of these people that she trusts even more than you, they can just push you off whenever they feel like it. They can basically make some kind of allegation against you that, for example, you're a rapist, that you're a groomer, that you're, for example, some kind of bad guy who shoplift or other horrible stuff. You're afraid that you can lose her just with that one push of the people. And so, let me tell you, 99% of those kinds of negative thoughts are only in your head. When it comes to progress, you shouldn't look down. You shouldn't look at the fall. You shouldn't look at the fact that you could lose her at any time. Although, yeah, we as men on self improvement, we should definitely stay mindful about that because it is a lingering danger in the distance. But that would only happen to us if we completely neglect her. And if the people that she already values the most are complete pieces of shits, which, come on, we are men of self improvement. We aim for the highest quality woman out there, so chances are that we wouldn't just date some kind of a hoe that we would find, for example, at the benches of the street right next to a club. So chances are that our future wives will be high quality women who will have great families and great relationships. Okay? So you don't need to be afraid of that. But this is what I realized on the stairway. When you look into the distance and when you look at the actual problems that matter, the problems that are at your level, that you're right now in the relationship, you actually become way more progressive. You start to set more goals that are aligned to your current state in the relationship. You stop focusing on the quantity, but on the quality of the dates, meaning that you stop taking her on, for example, a date like once every 3 days, but you go on this like really fancy date like once per week. Does that make sense to you? But no, my friend, you should lift your head even higher and look into the future. your future problems, the future trials and tribulations that you'll face with her, the even higher quality sacrifices that you need to make. Like, for example, buying a house, getting married, having children, these kinds of problems. Like, of course, you should, like, 90% of the time, focus on what is in front of you right now. You should stay in the present moment. You should stay mindful and meditate about your current problems that you're facing right now in the progress that you're making, which is the relationship in our example. Then you should focus 9% on the future ahead of you. But this is a future that we're talking about like 5 years from now. Like, of course, 5 years from now, you won't have children. You won't have a house. I'm just guessing. Or there's a high chance that you'll probably get married. But that will come in like the next 10 years. 10 years down the line, you may already have children. But these are problems long in the future. So you don't have to worry about them right now. But it is good that you sometimes think back on them and realize why you started in the first place, why you wanted to date her in the first place. Because if you're dating this woman, then you truly believe that she deserves to become your wife, that she deserves to become the mother of your children. And so, that's the reason why you need to also focus on your future problems a little bit, but stay mindful in the present moment and never, never ever, like, sure, that's the reason why we left out the 1%. Because, of course, the 1% of your meditation and your focus will eventually come down back to the fall and to the fact that there's a high chance that you could just fall down in the people that she values the most. And yeah, it's okay to stay mindful about that for what you're fighting for so that you don't have to go up the stairway once again and explain to her that, oh no, honey, it was just some false allegations. Trust me, it isn't like that. But that will most likely never happen. So that's why you must not focus on it and only give like 1% of your entire attention to it. And that's the thing that is stopping you from making progress. It is that 99% of people, when it comes to making progress in playing the violin, in, for example, learning martial arts, in, I don't know, becoming better at self improvement, they fear the fact that after climbing this stairway of slowly getting to their end goal, that someone will just push them, or that they will, for example, slip and fall down and that they will have to make the progress once again. They fear the fact that at any time they could lose anything. They are afraid of the fall. They have fear of heights. And so they're afraid of going even higher because they know that if somehow the universe hates them, that the fall will hurt even more. But trust me, man, all you need is just a better mental health. So I suggest that you get into good habits like gratitude journaling, meditation, journaling, exercising, and other stuff like this, and also becoming better at your purpose in life and fulfilling your goals. Like, for example, looking further ahead in the goals that you have right now, in the current progress that you're making towards your goals. Yeah, because the reason why you're getting these kinds of thoughts that at any moment you can just lose all your progress just like that is a sign of bad mental health. And it is a sign of the fact that you have so many negative thoughts inside of your head that your mind just doesn't trust you. And yeah, sure, it could be also a sign of low confidence, but that's a topic for another day. But trust me, if you just continue to power through and stay disciplined, eventually the negative thoughts will go away. Because as you do progress, even when you don't feel like it, and you start to see the end results, like for example, like 3 months into the relationship, she lets you touch her breasts or something like that, and so suddenly that's like a huge achievement that you suddenly got in the relationship. Or for example, 5 months into the relationship, you get like really sick. Like I mean, like you start vomiting all over the toilet, and you just can't do self improvement, and so you just stay in bed sick. And then You wake up in the morning, and guess who's there? Your lovely girlfriend, taking care of you. She took a day off just to make you some tea and breakfast because your mom had to go to work. That's a huge sense of delayed gratification right there. And so, what you must focus on is making the relationship even better, but not in the form of quantity, but in the form of quality, like we talked about with the dates. But also, there's the last part of the analogy, the water slide. Eventually, when you do make the progress and you climb all the way on the top of the stairway, here's how self improvement works. And this might trigger a lot of you. You see, if you continue to stay disciplined and get new knowledge and become higher quality each and every single day, every 6 months, you will become so much more quality that you will attract higher quality people into your life, that you will basically fulfill the goals that you have and move on to bigger, more impactful goals that will give you more fulfillment in the long term. And so, every single 6 months, you'll find out that you will be able to attract higher quality women with ease. And so, that's what the water slide is for. It is the fact that you need to break up with her, that you don't basically feel fulfilled in the relationship anymore. I know that this sounds like a dickhead move, but trust me, once you get up there, you will know what I'm trying to say. Trust me, this comes from real life experience. And so you will take the water slide, and suddenly you will end up back down there. And she will look over you, and she will start to value you less. Like, yeah, sure, she may be annoyed about the fact that you left her behind, but you see a new adventure ahead of yourself, an even larger staircase, an even more unstable journey, a more difficult one, a journey of more trials and tribulations that you want to dominate, that you want to conquer, and you charge into it head first because you know that it will be a higher quality relationship. But this doesn't just apply to relationship. It also applies to wealth and health also. In wealth, it can be like you build an online business for a year straight, let's say, or a physical business like you make houses and stuff like that. And so after a year, when the business becomes really profitable, you eventually sell it and you become free. And so, with the money that you now have, you can invest it into something larger, into something more impactful, into something stronger than what you had before. And so you go climb the other stairway. And now you know that if you just power through and don't look at the fall, but instead look straight or even upwards most of the time, you will make even more progress than you've ever done before. And so that is the thing that is holding you back from enjoying progress and getting delayed gratification. It is the fact that you're afraid of losing it all at any time. And the way that you overcome this fear is to stay disciplined, improve your mental health, and stop getting so many negative thoughts inside of your head. If you want to be part of a community full of like minded men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day, who will be in a state of healthy competition with you, but at the same time, they will be like your blood bonded brothers and will give you advice whenever you need it, then you can become a part of our Discord clan in the description and you can join the family. I know that if you're watching videos like these and willing to take action, then I know that you have way more potential than you think you have. I know that you'll find your place in there because we like men like you. But other than that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family and leave the 99% of people in the dust. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you